for with you from a lot of adversity coming from you said JUCO to NAIA to D1, Chicago State University, Chi-Town, right?
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out
Yes, sir.
Chi-City. As
Yes, sir.
as a black man in America and a black athlete, mentally, where have you been from the last time we spoke to now?
Well, last time we spoke, I was a little down on the situation when because I went to junior college, didn't get any D1 offers and D2, and basically nothing. So I had the little small NAIA I was telling you about a little earlier. It was a good school, but at the same time, I knew what my talent level was, and then just to finally, could say that I will be able to play D1 and fulfill my dream as a black man. It's like one of the best feelings ever. So I feel right now at this moment in time, I feel like the sky's the limit. So if I did this, you never know what's next. So
Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah, I remember like we're just being about a Najee, injuries. Injuries can be play a big part of how we go about, ourselves and our day mentally and emotionally. What are some things that you did? Maybe it is self-medicate. What are some things that you used to really get yourself going to to continue on this journey?
I just use the past as my motivation. I know injuries has been a lot for me too, in a sense, because playing 30+ minutes is a lot, and playing at a high level is a lot. So
Hmm.
I took like a break, like a month or two, and just to really recover, get my body right, did some meditation, read something different, something that's not related to the game of basketball. And I couldn't get used to it at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just like I can't keep doing this. I need to go to the hoop, but at the same
Right.
time, I needed a mental, get away from basketball for a while just to try to get my mind back right. So yeah.
I understand that, like, even when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to playing a sport,
uh
at the end of the day, it's a job. And when you
exactly.
do it so long, it starts to wear down on you. So you have to go to something different just for your mind to get to capture something new, because once
Exactly.
we start doing something over and over, there's, our mind just settling on that. There's no
Exactly.
nothing to learn, explore, think about. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
And I think that's a really good thing that you did because with you in the position that you are, with your story, it can be very motivating to younger black athletes, younger black
Exactly.
student athletes. And
Exactly.
a lot of people need to know, like, especially as a black athlete, a black person in America and in this world, we can do more than just the things that we've been using to get through the days, to, get through the hurt and everything like that. We
Most
can go
definitely.
on, self-learning trips. We can meditate. We can do yoga. We can do, it doesn't even have to be extravagant. It can be the
Most,
littlest
def-
of things.
most
And we can
definitely.
do that without, being shameful, you know,
Exactly.
be a little bit vulnerable. Do you
Most definitely.
Have you had to cut off or distance yourself from a lot of people to get to where you are?
Yeah, I have, and it's like it's sad to say because there's been some people that I grew up with since I was younger, and we had to go our separate ways. I felt that that I did what's best for me, which I want to get to the next level. I'm not gonna say they wasn't on the same thing I was, but you know, I just felt that I had to, just to try to keep my mind right, me on a good path, no distractions, no nothing like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I did. I honestly did, but end of the day, I gotta work on myself and better myself as a person.
You're right about that. Having Dominic Alexander's second time here,
Yes,
what
sir.
what goals that have you accomplished since the
Oh
last
yeah.
time we spoke?
The goals of me accomplished, man. We talked about this, man. So, I told you when I was in junior college, I wanted to play D1, and
Hmm.
I didn't care what D1 it was. I don't care where it was at. I told you I wanted to play D1. That was my dream. And, just to finally say, yo, I did it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a blessing. And then I will always remember this because, I really went through a trial through this. Like, I've been through every thing somebody can imagine when it comes to basketball. Like when coaches was talking about me, was slandering my name, people were slandering my name, all
Hmm.
that stuff. But now to actually say that I play D1 basketball, man, it's just
That's it.
it's unbelievable, bro. Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely.
And that's just the beginning, you know. We
Mhm.
there now. We got that
Yes,
NBA to get to, you know what I
yes, sir.
mean? We
Come
got
on,
that
man.
NBA to get to.
Yes, sir. We still striving. Yes, sir.
Striving for greatness. At the same time, keeping my patience. That song go hard too. Little baby, he been on a
Oh yeah,
roll.
yeah. No, about that little baby. Come on, man. That's that
Yes,
little baby.
sir. But speaking of little baby and some
Uh-huh.
rappers that really been taking it serious, taking it by heart, taking it seriously.
Mhm.
What music, what type of music really gets you into the game nowadays? What are you listening
Um,
to?
I listen to J. Cole, because he's just inspirational, motivational to me.
Hmm.
I listen to a little bit of Lil Baby every now and then if I can. I listen to mostly a lot of underground rappers, and honestly, because they're like, I feel for them, they're grinding to try to get to the top of where the best rappers are, like the Drakes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So they're grinding. So I like those type of people too. So yeah, but mostly I say J. Cole and Lil Baby and Drake. But yeah.
What What do you have to say about the off season? I love that album.
It's different, bro.
Yeah,
It's different. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's different. It's
yeah.
different.
I
It's
I,
different, bro.
I felt threatened just listening to it because he sounded like he taking like KOD. A lot of people giving him a lot of flack with that. For Your
Mhm.
Eyes Only, a lot of people was giving him a lot of flack with that album a few years ago. But this one,
Yeah,
he was like to the best, being the most humblest, but also like showing I'm J. Cole for a reason. He
facts,
killed it. He killed it.
facts.
You
He
know,
did. He did.
like
It's like it
interlude.
still gives me chills. I was just like, yeah, he's not everything. He doesn't drop a lot of music, but when he do, it's like,
Yeah, worth the
yeah,
wait.
yeah, it's worth the wait. You can feel it.
Yeah, like interlude, 100 mil, 92 South, Hunger on Hillside. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
What a
Come
way to
on.
go out on that album. And I feel like he has a lot coming too. Like,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Like I feel like this was just a little bit of what's next, what's to expect from J. Cole. Like I think he just hit a new kind of like with LeBron, like he hits a new peak in his
yeah,
greatness. I think this is just the
yeah,
beginning with this
yeah.
album.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, man, I
What
agree.
back to basketball, with the trials and tribulations and the journey that you've had to get to where you are now.
Mhm.
Is there an NBA player that kind of have a similar story or story you can resonate with that you can like?
Honestly, I don't really know anybody that's in my position or was in my position, but I mean, who I grew up watching was, I could say just off rip is Isaiah Thomas, because for the fact that people underestimated him because he was small. He probably felt the eye test. People probably say that he wasn't strong enough. He wasn't gonna be able to guard actual guards and stuff like that. And right there, it shows you like if you're really hungry for something, you're willing to do anything. You're willing to go get it, and that
Mhm.
just like motivates me off top too. Because when I did in junior college, I did my thing, but at the same time, I felt a lot of eye tests with like head coaches, probably D1, possibly D2 coaches because my appearance,
Right.
and it was like it is what it is. But at the same time, I proved them wrong. So now I got another another level I'm gonna take it up to. So yeah.
And, and what you're saying about not really having another person you can relate to in your story and your journey, that kind of, I
Mm,
don't say adds pressure, but then that more say puts you out of the box of everyone else because now you have everything that you're doing. A lot of people gonna see, good or bad,
exactly.
God bless to be good. And
Mm,
I just don't want you to let that type of expectation or those, like you said, eye test. I don't want you, don't let those eyes that are like wondering what you're gonna do next or even waiting for you
exactly.
to fail. You know what I mean? A lot of
Exactly.
people, I learned this just a while back. Like when people follow you on the gram or on social, they ain't always following to support. They just following to see you mess up or see you fail. And so you
Exactly.
just gotta prove them
Exactly.
wrong. Prove them wrong and
Exactly.
put yourself right.
Most definitely. Exactly. Exactly what it is too. I try
How
to stay
did you
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I texted you one time. I saw you on another guy's basketball vid. You know, I
Yeah.
think you had like that greenish shirt or
Oh yeah,
jersey
yeah, yeah.
on.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, yo, this guy that's like that posted is like, 100, K followers or something like that,
yeah,
like really up there in the basketball world. And I'm like, look at
yeah,
him, look at him,
yeah, yeah,
look at
yeah. It's crazy.
Dominique. Like I was like, and I text you like, is that you? Because I
Yeah.
saw that same vid, but from like Instagram,
Hmm.
and I think it was yours. I'm like, okay, hey, and then I saw just like the just the movement and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's you. And I'm like, it's those type of things like being put on someone else's platform and like you
Exactly.
getting some attention, like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it's just a testament of, the work you're putting in and being in the right place with the right people.
Exactly. Exactly. So I just try to like put myself in a position to always want to learn. So that's why I feel like a lot of people like me. They take me under their wing. For instance, my guy Hamilton, I think that's the guy you was talking about.
Mhm.
He took me under his wing, and from there on, we just been going up. So he been telling me just to stay low key and just keep riding. And ever since then, good things been happening to me. So
Right.
you know, stay around those people like that, that's really genuine.
Yeah. And like JC says, less is more. There are plenty of us. Once you
Hmm.
can cut that fat out of the people that really aren't here for the right reasons, and you can get the people here for you and for the right reasons, it's a whole different story. You can relieve a lot of stress from yourself
Most
because you
definitely.
you already know who got your back, who got your 6 and 12.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right.
When you got the news, how did you go about getting the news? Was this a letter in the mail? Was this an email, a phone call, a DM? Like how did you go
No,
about getting the news being accepted in Chicago State University?
man, it's a funny story about that too. So, me and my brother, Hamilton 21, we fly out to Chicago for a commercial for Wilson basketball, right?
Okay.
So we get out there, whatever. He's doing a commercial. They asked me to help it join in for Wilson, couple of modeling pieces. So I guess he gets a phone call while he's in Chicago. Was like, you guys want to come work out at this gym in called we were in I forgot what gym is it in Chicago. It was DePaul College.
Okay.
So we get to DePaul College, we're working out. Next thing you know, I guess like there was coaches in there from DePaul, it was coaches from Chicago. I guess there was like, I guess hanging out, you want to call it, was hanging out. And next thing you know, they give a call to Anthony. Like 2 days later, it was like, bro, we like your game, we like your work ethic. Would you like a full ride to Chicago State? So they called him and told him first, and then they asked me, like, would your brother like to play for Chicago State? We seen his stats. We like the way he plays. We could see him potentially starting here, playing here a lot, and that was from there. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's how it happened. So
Off of just, riding with your brother, flying out with your brother to
mhm.
Chicago, shooting a Wilson commercial, which is cool.
Yep.
It's been a really good experience to your
Mhm.
future being
Yeah, yeah,
elevated overnight over a few days. Like,
yeah, bro.
wow.
It was just crazy, just even hearing that, like D1, like what?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
really.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
What are you doing to prepare yourself for school, for the move, for the travel to Chicago?
Well, honestly, I've just been putting in a lot of work. I don't want to just get there and just start working. I want to start now so I can transfer over when I has to work out. Like, for instance, I'm conditioning more, running more than ever. I'm lifting a lot of more weights. I'm working on, shooting. That's one thing you're going to need from a guard.
Hmm.
And that's just pretty much, I'm just preparing myself now before I get there and it's time to, put on the show. So it won't just be new to me, you know?
Right. Right. Being kind of like the saying, like being on time is being late, being early is on time.
Exactly.
Doing what you need to do ahead of when it's time to show improve and when it's ahead of schedule. This is your off season right now.
Exactly.
Then it's the preseason, then it's with condition and everything. But you get your mind and your body already on that level.
Hmm.
The getting the gelling with the team and being comfortable, all of that'd be a smoother experience.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I think when coaches and other people see this and they already know that you put in the work and they're gonna see it, of course,
Hmm.
their respect level for you and what they can see out of you is just gonna go even higher. You know,
Exactly. That's the thing I'm shooting for too. Exactly.
it's crazy because during I mean just being in this pandemic and all this financial insecurity, not knowing what's gonna happen the next day or the next hour, like
Exactly.
there's a lot of added stress with this pandemic and definitely with us. We are disenfranchised, and the last time we got a COVID relief check was a few months ago, and
Yeah.
it's been hard for us as a community, and for us already being disenfranchised and without the necessary help, it's hard just living. Paying bills, paying rent, getting food, getting new clothes when needed, washing clothes, commuting. Gas is what, $4, something like that.
Oh man, yeah,
Phone
yeah,
bill.
it's crazy right now too. How I see it. I mean, I really try not to worry about stuff like that, even though you have to worry about it.
Right.
But I just do my best. And that's all you can do is just try to do your best. And I know it's a struggle for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I know people out there giving it their all, but it's all you can do is do your best, and then everything else will come after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you know what you did today was the best you can give,
exactly,
you can go to sleep knowing that you did what you can. You didn't
exactly,
leave a stone unturned.
exactly.
Personally, what would, you got younger kids looking up to you and everything like that, even with the Najee, like what, now that you got to D1, what
Hmm.
advice, what have you learned through this entire process from start to finish that you can
Man,
share some insight on?
what I learned is, people is always gonna have something to say about you, even if you're small, if you're big, if you're stronger than a lot of people. I would just tell them this: just keep your head up, do what you can do every day, give it your best every
Mhm,
day. Don't worry about who's in front of you, behind you. Worry about you and worry about your future that you want to be.
mhm.
Don't just wait for anybody else to tell you what you need to do. If you know what you need to do it.
Take
That's
initiative.
exactly, and just always work. Do your best when you're working out. Do your best, knowing that you gave yourself everything you got working out. That's all. That's all. That's it.
Right.
You stay yourself.
Because what's the point of going to the gym if you ain't gonna actually do nothing?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
when you step in those doors, you step on that court, it's a lot expected out of you, and you should expect a lot out of yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But that must be an amazing feeling through everything to get that
And,
phone call in the circumstances that it was. Like you weren't really expecting a phone call.
yeah,
Like you
it was
just showing up to a commercial shoot.
a commercial shit for Wilson.
Like look how God works. They say God
Man,
works in mysterious ways.
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely, and that right there was one of them.
And you took and you're still taking full advantage of this opportunity because you know where you come from. You know, there's some things you don't want to ever go back to, and you
Exactly,
you're not gonna let yourself go back to that. And with the opportunity that you have now, you can inspire a lot of kids and a lot of people to pursue their dreams and go about
exactly.
it the right way.
That's my goal is to try to basically inspire the kids. That's doubtful what their talent level is, and if they're really too small. So, that was my thing. That's what I heard my whole life that I was too small. Now, right
Mhm.
now, I feel like I'm still small. I'm only 5'9". I'm not the tallest. I'm not the biggest, but I will say I got a lot of heart. That's my thing. Yeah, I just use that.
Right. I mean, that definitely is a sentiment to like Isaiah Thomas. Just the way they kind of ignoring him like they did Melo for a while because Carmelo was out the league, and
Mm,
Portland finally gave him the opportunity to continue playing and continue his career, and he's making the best out of that.
exactly.
Isaiah Thomas was what, second, went second place in the MVP voting a few years ago
Oh
in his
yeah,
league,
yep, it was
and that's at his height. You know what I mean? Like it was
exactly.
what, 5'6", 5'7", way below an average NBA player height, let alone a point guard height. He just continued to prove everyone wrong and himself right.
Most definitely. It's crazy though because nobody wants to believe in you until they see it's done. So that's just what it is in reality. But I'm gonna just keep proving people wrong. That's my motive. Just keep proving people wrong.
Why do you think that? Why do you think people only start, checking on you and really supporting you once you start getting on that major level? Why is that?
I feel like once because they think I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna help anybody, but that's just when now like, oh, I know that guy, or for instance, like he could possibly help me if I keep hanging with him or trying to get a conversation out of him, stuff like that. But you know, I just feel like that when you up, but when you're down, there's no support. There's like none of the same energy was used when they starting to see results, in my opinion.
Right.
So
And that's really crazy because it's the people that aren't even putting in the work that you're putting in, that having the
exactly.
same type of striving for greatness like you are,
Mm,
that think that in order for you to be good, they have to have your support. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Or we supposed to have their support. And it's crazy like how people think of themselves like that. Like when you got Dominic Alexander, Chicago State University student, you got Najee Higgins, you got some really good people, really great players as well, putting in
Mm,
the work and everything. And, y'all don't need anything more than what y'all got. You got
exactly.
heart, you got skill, you got the willingness to learn and be better every
Exactly.
single day. Like, like you said, being off the social media, y'all don't need that. You know what I mean? You don't need that. And I remember I checked up on you when you said, you're gonna be off, and I was hoping maybe that's like dark, zero dark 23 mode right here, or just, something happening. But it's a good idea, and it's always great to take that social media break or that fast
That that break.
because it can really consume your day. It can consume your mind. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
on the iPhone or even on the MacBook, I get the little weekly updates. Oh, you was on the MacBook for this amount of time and you was on
Yeah.
this. It's
Yeah.
like, what was I really doing on there for real? You know
Like
what I mean? Like, if I put this phone down, there's a whole lot more I could get accomplished in a day, let alone an hour or two.
hmm I
You know,
agree.
I just think, we already don't really have them. Like I said before, we don't really even have the support that we need. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot by distracting ourselves.
hmm
Let's put these phone downs. Let's put these unnecessary things down, and let's start really picking up ourselves so we can help pick up other things and help starting, real businesses, real things to really get ourselves in this proper
Exactly.
position we want to be in.
Exactly. Exactly. That's perfect. I agree. If as more people would just think like that, in my opinion. I think social media consumes a lot of people's days and times and minds, because they always so concerned on what the next person is doing or what they're doing, and that could be a tone. It could take a tone on you. I just feel like I can't just sit there all day and just watch somebody else. I got the chance to put in some work. I'd rather do that.
Right. Exactly. We always want to find someone, that's doing something we want to do, but we don't want to do the work it takes. You know what I mean? Like that,
Exactly.
that blows my mind. Like I'd rather be putting in that work. I'd rather be feeling, man, let me tell you, Friday, yeah, man, Friday I got myself a haircut. Um, I had paid my tithes and offerings that day too. And
Mm-hmm.
and I was heading to Burbank. It's a good barbershop called Purpose L.A. Really good atmosphere, really cool people. And I had paid my tithes and offerings a little bit before that. Called my auntie, she real religious and all that. She be on me, paying tithes and offerings and all that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
told
Okay.
her, I paid and everything. And she just reminds me, put God first.
Exactly.
And while life may not be smooth as butter, you're not gonna always have to worry about certain things. You'll be covered because you put in God first. And
Mm-hmm.
I was already expecting, this haircut, beard, line up, everything, $50 and everything. And I was just, we're just chilling in the barbershop, getting my cut, and you know the the owners, the barbers, they just blessed me with the free haircut. They
Yeah.
said, "Oh man, you don't owe us nothing." And I'm like, "What?" Like just beyond me, like what?
Yes.
Like a good looking haircut, good worked on haircut, and I'm like, I don't have to pay nothing,
Yeah.
you
That's tough.
know. And I was like, yo, if I didn't pay my tithes and offerings, and if I wasn't who I am already, you
Uh-huh.
know, like who knows? that blessing right there wouldn't even have happened. And
Most
then
definitely.
I got me a hour and a half massage for $100. My back doesn't hurt at all. My shoulders don't hurt at all.
Mm,
I mean, like self care. That's the point I'm getting to is self care and self care as a man. Like a lot of men, like older, way older than me, 30s and everything, they be talking about like manicures and pedicures, like skincare, like on your feet, all that dead skin and getting your nails clean. Like that's hygiene right there.
most
You know what
definitely.
I mean? Like that's not like something. I mean, of course, getting your nails painted is your discretion, but like just getting your nails cleaned and like all the oils and the salt water and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
self care is important. You know, getting your body right, getting a massage. Like I didn't know that getting a massage it can relieve like a lot of mental stress, let alone physical stress.
yeah,
And ever since I
yeah,
got that massage, I was like, my mind's been clear. I haven't felt so like not angry, but like tense. You know what I mean? Like my walking's more fluid. Like I can move and everything without feeling so stressed and feeling so hurt.
yeah, yeah.
I think
Most definitely.
I think we need to, as men, and also I think also as black men, we need to be more comfortable with self care in those regards, and
Hmm.
more comfortable with other people doing that as well without having to shame others for, oh, you're a guy, why you going to the spa shop getting you like, you get what I'm saying? Like we need to
Yeah,
be more
yeah,
open to self-care for everybody, not just for a certain group of people.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
But let me tell you though, Chicago ain't just summer like in LA. It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, I'm already knowing, but
Oh.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for. I'm just my job is to perform. You know,
Hmm.
just go to school, work on my schoolwork, and be in the gym. You know, I'm not really there for parties. I'm not there for women. I'm there to focusing on my craft and possibly potentially through the grace of God trying to make it to the league.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, that's my mindset. You know, it sounds better than said, but I mean, I've been doing it for 4 years from junior college to NAIA to now the D1. I've been doing it. So I was not going
Yeah.
to stop now. I'm at a D1.
Exactly. This, you're not just moving, you're moving up, you're moving
Yeah.
forward. Like it's a stage, there's levels to it. And you're definitely one more level away from that
Yeah.
that maximum level right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that must be an exciting feeling. Like God bless. You're continuing proving everyone wrong and yourself right. That's all that matters, is proving yourself right. Like you said,
Exactly.
putting in that work, being in that gym, school. I talked about it on Into the Spotlight, with the whole Richard Sherman situation. I want to know your opinion on the Richard Sherman situation and the Shakari situation. But
Well,
before
I'm not too familiar with the Sherman situation. Can you elaborate more on that? I haven't been like really on it like.
for for a few months, Richard Sherman's been going through a lot of personal issues, like mental issues.
Mm,
He was charged like about a week ago. He was under the influence with alcohol, and he had just charged up to his father-in-law house up in Washington,
mm,
and he had got arrested and charged for like a little stuff. And at one point his wife was like he's been suicidal. He had to sign this thing where basically he couldn't own any weapons like guns and stuff because
mm,
he's a potential risk to himself and others. Like he
mm.
just been going through a tough bout, and with the Shakar situation and being banned or kicked off the Olympic team for smoking weed. Like, what do you have to say about that?
I'll say, man, it meant people go through things. You know, it's hard now. You know, through the society, like which is COVID and everybody losing somebody. Just in general, it's like mental illness is real, and I feel people need help. And all we could do is just try to be there for them as much as we can. You know, it's sad for Richard Sherman. I'm kind of like sad to hear that, but he's for them as a family, they need to be there for him, in my opinion, and people that needs loves needs to be there for him. And it's it's crazy to hear that, but mental illness is real, and people need to really check their mental for a lot of things.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And in the black community, African American community, where we don't really have much of a comfortability with discussing mental illness.
Mm. No,
especially in hip hop or in in our culture. Why is that? And what do you think are some ways for us to change that narrative?
I mean, in society now, it's like that's not favored. To hear about mental illness as Black people, it's like if they think it's degrading. Oh, he's crazy, or he's going like he's suicidal. So they think it's like, oh, they're crazy, but it's really more to that. In my opinion, I feel that we have set more homes up and more places that we can establish for people that can get help. I mean, it's not posted on social media like that. It's not announced like that from like more from like music and athletics and stuff. But I think it shares the same as respect, same much as respect they should get too as well. You know, but
Right. Because
all
if
we
we
can
can, what do you say?
no finish. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you can post all these things that we already posting on Instagram or on Twitter about the life that we trying to live or portray as, we can at least talk about the real stuff, because at the end of the day, like kind of like what J. Cole said, respect's gonna be there when success gone.
Mm,
He's still gonna be himself when the money's gone and all of that. Like
mm,
that's the real stuff: respect, self-respect, mental health. Being famous ain't gonna really take you far out of this world. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
so it definitely is a cost that celebrities kind of have to pay. Because when you're in that spotlight for so long and you under the public's eye and being on you're trending on social media, like that can take an effect on you. But like you
Exactly.
said, being around the right people in the right places, having that support system, it would take us so far. It would take us far, far, far in the
Mm,
right way that we need to be in.
you're right. And I'm sad that it's not a lot of people like that, but it
We
is
can
what it is.
change that.
We could change that for sure, but you know, it was going to be hard. Just know that's going to be hard, and people has to willing to make the change too as well.
That's a good point. Say that again. Oh my goodness.
People have to be willing to make the change.
People have to be willing to make that change. Yeah. Because you can't help no one that don't want to help themselves.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
People gonna have to want that help and want it badly. And they're gonna have to take that initiative.
Yeah, exactly.
That's real talk right there. Definitely for us. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Speaking of music, a little bit, we got Cole, he dropped. Tyler the Creator, he dropped. But we got that Kanye album,
I didn't hear it
August
yet.
6th. There's
Ooh,
a whole verse on it. He got a whole verse. Jay-Z,
August 6th.
August 6th.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be lit. I gotta listen to that.
The throne is back. I don't know
The
for how
throne is
long.
back.
Yeah, it's a whole verse on it. I heard a little bit. It's not all
How?
the way there, but I heard a little bit.
How'd you hear it?
And so there was a Apple, like an Apple or listening party,
Oh, okay, that's tough.
and they played a little bit of it, but it's confirmed though. Like Apple's putting it out, like it's confirmed. Like this is a real album. Donda,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. You got
Yeah.
Yay, Drake's yet to drop. What are some musicians? I mean, maybe Rihanna, Kendrick. What are some musicians you really waiting for to drop?
Honestly, I want to hear that new Drake. In my opinion, I really want to hear that Drake. I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I want to hear that new Drake. I gotta hear that new Drake. This is like right now. I heard like a unreleased a little bit,
Hmm.
and I gotta hear the whole thing now. I'm waiting. I gotta hear the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. That Drake is it.
So, are you with the move to Chicago? We, Bulls fan in this now? What we doing? Are we getting copping some Jordan jerseys if we don't already have some already?
Yeah, but Chicago, man, I'm not gonna be a part of LA no more. I'm gonna be Chicago, so I'm with them. Just not with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta switch the brands up. Gotta switch the colors up,
yeah,
man.
I gotta switch the colors out. Yeah, so I'm gonna be Jordan out.
Okay,
Jordan. So
okay.
yeah, that's gonna be a tough transition though, because all I knew was LA. Growing up in LA, that's all I knew from going to Chicago, from being out there maybe possibly a couple years.
Right.
Is
I
yeah,
mean,
so
think about it. You're talking about a whole new culture, people, cold.
people.
The weather is gonna be cold.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm not used to that, but I
Cold.
mean, gotta get used to it.
Gotta get used to it. It's gonna be
Mhm.
everything's different, different time, different time schedule and everything, time zone,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
everything's new.
Exactly.
Are you ready for it?
Got to be. Ooh.
All right, man. It was a pleasure having you on. I think
God.
this was fun. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else, though? Like, is there anything you want to let people know? Like, what do you have to say?
Uh, this is for the kids out there that y'all feel that y'all lost motivation. Anything is possible. I feel that you just got to keep working. It's not just a word. Just say when people you hear from like keep working, keep working. No, like you got to know that you gave it your all that day, or whatever time zone you work in. Just make sure that you gave it your all. You tried and try, even if you feel. Just keep trying. You may not get the results then, the next week, next month, next 6 months, but it's gonna happen. Just know. So yeah, that's my message.
That's blessed, man. That is blessed. All right, Dominic Alexander,
God,
Chicago State University bound.
yes, sir.
It's been lovely, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, bro. I really appreciate this. And we gotta chop it up some more soon.
Yes, sir. We'll do.